Could you give me your name and occupation?
My name's Luke McCartney. I own CrossFit Natural State. I'm also the head coach here.
Okay. Why did you choose this profession?
I don't believe that I chose the profession as much as it chose me. I got into fitness after being injured about 8 years ago, and on my recovery from that, I guess that I found CrossFit, which kind of inspired me to continue to work out doing that method of training. Over time, just the atmosphere and the group of people that I was working out with kind of built so drastically that we decided to my partner and I decided to open a gym, and never had plans of getting into fitness. I have a degree in computer information technology, and I was in the Army at the time. I guess it was just kind of a fall into type thing.
How long have you been in this field?
CrossFit Natural State has been open for over 3 years, getting close to 4. I've been training people since early in the Army. I was in the Army for 8 years prior to this, so I've been training people in physical fitness in that entire time. So roughly about 10 to 11 years.
What advice would you give someone pursuing a career in this field?
You have to be motivated. You have to. I don't think fitness is just extremely. It's not just being technical in how to train people and how to lift and how to do movements correctly. Anyone can go out and tell someone how to lift a weight, but you have to be inspired by the people you're working with. You have to be able to inspire the people you're working with, and you have to get satisfaction and enjoyment from inspiring and seeing progress in people. And if you don't get that, this isn't a field you get into for the money. It's not a field that you're going to get into just for the personal success, just to feel like I'm the greatest fitness person in the world, because the best way to get out of shape is by owning a gym by far, because you're definitely more focused on the people that you're coaching than you are about your own physical fitness. So you have to really be in a position that you want to help other people or see other people grow and progress.
How many days a week would you recommend to a newcomer?
Newcomers, people who've never done any type of fitness, it just depends. I mean, the way that we train, I don't really recommend people to do more than about 3 days a week. I think 3 days a week is pretty good at the beginning, just depending on their level. I mean, people can come in that are pretty skilled, that are able to adapt pretty well. You may be able to work more on those. You could work on some skill stuff, but typically, until they start to get over their initial soreness, until they start to learn techniques and movements, I try to keep them around 3 days. That way they get adequate amount of rest per week.
All right. What is the most difficult movement to teach?
Just to teach anyone? Mm-hmm. Well, all of the Olympic lifts are complicated to teach, but you don't really get into that until they have a base. I'd say that, if you really look at what's difficult in teaching a movement, I'd go all the way back to the squat. If someone has been squatting incorrectly their entire life, which is the base of all of the movements that we do, it is so hard to get someone who's not very mobile and really has been squatting wrong their entire life, just to get them in the right position, because you can't do anything without being able to squat correctly. If you can't squat correctly, then there's no progress. So I guess that it's the most difficult in the fact that you can't teach them anything else until they can do that.
What all certifications do you feel are necessary?
I'm all about, OJT, on-the-job training, experience. Most of my experience in training have come from working with people in my military career and in CrossFit. I've got 4 CrossFit certifications, mobility, endurance. I've got all kinds of weightlifting certifications, but a lot of that stuff is just something that looks nice on the wall. But just like our trainers at our gym, you're not going to go get a certification on a weekend and come teach classes at this facility. You need experience, and you know our coaches here have to be trained by myself or our other trainers that have been here for a long period of time, and that's not something you can beat. So, I mean, certifications are great and they're good to have, especially as a newcomer trying to get a job. And it also shows that you have some dedication into the cause and you are focused on what you're doing. But I don't believe that they will ever supersede experience in fitness.
How do you push clients to success and stay dedicated?
How do I stay dedicated, or
How
to
do you
get
keep
them
the clients to
dedicated?
stay dedicated?
Well, I think that everybody has something. You've got to find it. I mean, everybody has something a little bit different. Some people want to succeed. Some people work really hard. Some people are gifted. Some people can come in here and do anything on their first day. Some people have lots of skills. What you have to do is you have to find what drives that individual person. Every single person's different. So if you can find what they want to accomplish, what's their goal, and always lead them towards that goal, whether it's getting the fastest time on the board that day, or if they want to back squat 400 pounds in a year, you know, you can push them using that, and always being able to quantify that and then show them their numbers or know their numbers. I mean, that's big, is that for me as a coach, I almost know every lift of every person that walks into the gym, and that helps to give feedback on where they need to go and what gains they need to make. So I think that just being able to quantify stuff and see results, when an athlete sees their results, you know, that drives them. That's what we talk about all the time. We talk about hitting PRs and doing better at a workout or doing better on a lift. When you see progress, when you constantly see progress, then that makes you want to get even better. That shows you that you know that you're going to get better, or that you are getting better.
What advice do you give to your clients?
Focus on yourself. Don't focus on anyone else. You're trying to be better than you were yesterday. You're trying to be better than you have been in the past. So you don't need to look at anyone else. You need to try to focus on your fitness and doing everything correctly, okay? And then you'll make the gains that you can. Everybody's not set up the same. Everybody's not going to do the same. Is not going to be able to squat as good or bench press as good or do as good of push-ups or run as fast. You need to focus on you and getting better than you were. And too many people look around at everybody else in the room and want to see what everyone else is doing to focus on themselves. And you're here to get fit for you. And that's it. That's the bottom line. So focus on your scores. Quantify what you're doing. Yeah, maybe it's going to help you push to have somebody else in the room and someone else that's going hard, but at the end of the day, when you go home, all you can do is make you better, so don't worry about everybody else.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
I'm the fitness director at Team Fitness.
Why did you choose this profession?
Well, I've always been health conscious and passionate about fitness. And when I was in college, I learned that I like to help people while I was pursuing an education degree. And I ended up just putting the two together.
How long have you been in this field?
2 years.
What advice would you give someone who's pursuing a career in this field?
To do it for the right reasons, become as educated as possible, and have an open mind and be non-biased.
How do you help get clients past barriers?
Reevaluation, and we go based on results.
What advice do you give clients in regards to nutrition?
Well, at Sim Fitness, we use a program called .fit. Supplements nutritional guidance along with cardio logging and workout plans.
How do you make yourself more marketable?
I think it's important to look the part and, work on it yourself and let it be shown that you know what you're talking about.
What all certifications or educations do you feel necessary to have a successful career?
Well, I think it's necessary to, like I said earlier, be as educated as possible. So if that means pursuing a degree in exercise science, then do that. And anything beyond that is necessary as far as certifications more targeted to your field.
How do you keep clients passionate?
Well, I'd say we want to deliver results, and that keeps them going.
Well, it's been a pleasure, Aaron. Thank you.